Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is DIUTO. Guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, this is the best time for you to subscribe to my channel, because guys, I'm coming in with back to back videos. See guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing something so different, I'm leaving my comfort zone. Guys, I'm actually nervous at this point, but I just have to be confident for this video. So I'm going to be doing something with someone, and I have a guest on my channel, and her name is Oluwa Bakari. Thank you. I almost forgot that. So today I'm going to be speaking on overcoming delays in your 20s. If you've been watching some of my videos, I've been talking about being in your 20s and some of the things that you do in your 20s and some of the delays we may have in our 20s. So in this video, I'm actually bringing someone who I feel has passed the stage where I'm in, because currently I'm 24 and she has passed this stage. So I think she's going to be more I think she's more experienced than I am in the whole whatever that is going on in our lives, because honestly it hasn't been easy, guys. If you're in your 20s, you know it has not been easy. So guys, Becca here, I keep calling her Becca. Sorry. So Oluwa here is a lawyer. Like, she has actually gotten to a professional stage in her career, so I believe she's the best person here to talk about this topic. So hi Oluwa. How are you?
Fine.
She's actually my friend though, so let's not talk about us. Let's not talk as if we are
too serious.
We're not serious. We're just having a conversation here. So the question I want to ask is, I believe that you have gone through a stage where you were expecting something and it didn't really go as planned. So for instance, I before I even left university, I already planned my life. I planned how I wanted my life to be. I planned the business I want to do and how I wanted it to go. But it didn't work out. And trust me, it can be really, really frustrating and depressing at times. Whenever I'm thinking about it, it's always really, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm always feeling down. So I try not to think about it most times, especially when you see some of your friends you left uni with. They're doing well. Some people that you did something with, they're doing really well. So I don't know if you've been in that situation where you've actually experienced delay at any point in your life at all, and maybe you didn't get what you wanted at that point.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for having me.
No problem.
I think when it comes to this whole thing of delay and like expectation in life, I mean, we are entitled to our expectations, right?
Yeah,
but it doesn't necessarily mean that life will always give you what you feel you desire.
Yeah.
There's this saying that life won't give you what you want, life will give you what you demand of it.
Okay.
In my situation, I like to be practical, so I'll just give you like a practical, like what really happened in my life, like what's like right from.
I would love to hear that.
Like right from high school, going into the whole thing, the whole thing, the dream they usually sell to us. Education is the key to success.
Get a job immediately. Oh my goodness.
Do your best, work your hard, make them grades, and it's as if there's one golden crown waiting for you at the end of the education journey. So I was sold that story. I was convinced. I like right from school, I always strive to just make sure like hitting targets. Not when it comes to like school, I really put my heart out to it, because that goal, okay, like once I do this right, I'm going to get this at the end of the day. So it was fast for me. I got qualified at an early. I became a qualified like lawyer in Nigeria in my when I was 22. I was already a barrister. And I really pushed myself to meet that thing, and I was just hoping like, okay, if I do everything right this way, I'm going to get that dream job. I'm going to get that dream life, be this like big shot lawyer, because I don't know why I just had this image of like being a maid lawyer. And then I was done after NYSC Nigeria and stuff like that. Time for the job now. That was the point I realized that I had been sold a dream, and it really was a dream. I realized that like there really is no special, like even if you make the grades, make the thing, you still have to start from
struggle.
Exactly.
You still have to struggle for it.
Exactly.
I feel it's also happening to us here in the UK, because I've been applying. Have you been applying for jobs here?
Oh my word.
I have been applying for jobs, and it's just annoying, because I mean, they said, okay, someone told me apply for 50. Someone told me that you used to apply for like 30 in a day.
They told me you have to apply for 100 and then maybe one will get back to you. And I'm like, for real?
Just imagine one.
Yeah.
It can be really, because sometimes I'm like, I'm applying to this job and okay, fine, I've seen this job and I'm like, oh God, I just wish I'm going to get this job and I'm already seeing myself, oh my God, working there.
And you hope.
And I just get that email, unfortunately. See, that unfortunate email is really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because it's annoying.
Yeah. I've gotten a couple of those, trust me. And every time, like you said, it's like there's this expectancy. You're having, sometimes already even imagine, like,
you already see yourself waking up in the morning to dress up to go to work.
I'll confess that sometimes I'm even already imagining what I'll do with the money, like the salary I'm already planning, like,
how I'm going to split the money. Oh, goodness.
And then you just get that email, and then I think in that situation, what I just usually do, like, I try not to just feel depressed. I just smile and I'm like, okay.
But is it easy to smile? No, let's be true to ourselves. It's not really easy to, because I just want us to be true to ourselves. Let me just give me that moment. Do you understand? That moment of being down and being depressed. Do you care? Because I don't think I can just say, oh, I've forgotten about it. I don't think I can do that.
I remember the first couple of the first email, first thanks for your application, but unfortunately on this occasion you've not been selected. Yeah. I really felt like, to be honest, the feeling I felt at the moment was inadequate.
Wasn't that bad?
No. The first time was bad. I felt a feeling of inadequacy.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a bit of confusion. I was trying to figure out like why, because I felt like the role and the job was something I really wanted to do, and I felt I really had the skills to do. So I was trying to figure out why, and then in that moment I started questioning myself, like, is it that my CV is not full enough? Is it that maybe, could it be my educational background is not good enough or something? So I started to question like everything that I have really felt proud of in the bit. It made me start to question and doubt.
I think I've actually been in this situation where I felt like, see, I'm not good enough for anything, because I've literally not only applied for like professional jobs, I've applied for like normal manual jobs, and and I've not gotten it. I'm like wondering, like, is it that I'm not good enough for anything? Like, I don't pass anything. Do you understand? It can be really, really frustrating, honestly. It can, because like,
it can kill your confidence.
It can kill your confidence. Did you understand? I went to the mirror, I was looking at myself like that. I was like, I understand that I've not really gotten any professional experience. Do you understand? Because I got married at the age of 22. I left school. I had just like 1 year, COVID year, and 2021. I got married in 2021 December. So, do you understand? So, but because I already envisioned something for my life, so I thought it was going to continue the way I envisioned. It's just that marriage entered inside it. I didn't know what marriage was all about. Do you understand?
You learn now.
Exactly. So marriage entered inside it, and I was seeing a different angle of everything. So I didn't really get the experiences I wanted to get, and the way I already planned my life. I didn't really do that. But I really tried to. So coming here, I'm applying for professional like jobs, and I'm also applying for manual job, and I'm not getting even the manual, because I need to like do a job now, so I'll be earning something just for me to like, before I get another job. But it's really not easy. It's not easy. So I was looking at myself in the mirror. I was like, so all this beauty and all these things, nothing. Is it like they're literally telling you that nothing is in your brain? Like, you are not even good enough for anything at all. So my question now is like, apart from you just forgetting about, how else do you like deal with that type of situation?
To be honest with you, there are times where I've had to motivate myself.
Yeah.
Then there are times where I've had to rely on like my faith.
Yeah.
Too. That has also played a big role, because at the end of the day we are humans. Like, disappointments can break your confidence, make you feel like you don't even deserve anything, like everything you've been doing all your life is for nothing or something, you've been wasting your time. So it got to a point after receiving a couple of those emails, I had to deep within, I had to just tell myself that, okay, it's one of two things. It's either you're actually not good enough, or like generally you're not good enough, or in this situation you're not good enough for this particular job. I had to now learn to not generalize, not allow that ripple effect to spread and affect me as a person in general. So I learned to be more objective. If I get an email for a particular job, I'm like, okay, in this instance they found someone that maybe they feel fits this role better, I will try the next one. So I tried not to, it's not easy, it's a mental, you have to consciously do it. So I try, as human beings, the tendency is to generalize it. I'm not good enough, I'm not qualified enough generally, but I had to sit down and ask myself, no, like I know the work I've put into my life. I know like I'm not where I want to be yet, but I know like the journey I've come through, and I'm not going to downplay that or just ignore that because I'm getting rejections from a particular company or a particular job site. Or it doesn't matter if there are 10 or 20 of them, those jobs are not for me. There might still be one out there. So I had to get into that mental state, and then coupled with my faith, just believing that maybe God is reserving something for me.
Do you know this thing? There was this company I went for. We went for the assessment, wrote the assessment and everything. So I was really dreaming of this job, right? And they were not getting back to me. At that point, I was so down. So I already applied to like a couple of jobs, right? Nobody's getting back to me. I was down. And do you know how the devil works? He went to bring, I don't know, I feel like I must have submitted my name to a lot of recruitment agencies. I don't even know. But I just got a message on WhatsApp saying that, they're looking for a position, somebody for this position and everything. And the person is going to earn $800, I mean, a week. Okay,
Is that genuine?
I said $800 a week. That is like, they were like, okay, because when they finished telling me about the job details and everything, so it was like £640 a week. I said, okay, no problem. They said, okay, you're going to do training. I'm going to do that. Training doesn't take time. It takes like 2 hours, 1 hour or something like that. I was like, okay, no problem. So I now asked them, when are we going to sign a contract? Like, are we going to sign a contract after the training or before the training? And they were like, oh no, because it's a part-time job, we don't need to sign any contract. But after 14 days, if I want to move to a full-time job, we can sign a contract. At that point, man, I was desperate. But there's something I know in this life, and I usually tell myself something. I'm not going to do what I can't do. Like, there's some things I can't do as a person. I'm not going to do that thing just because of money or fame or whatever. Do you get? And now, it's not just me. I have a husband. I have a child. Do you get? So before you make any decision now, you're thinking of them. So these people came and they were like, no contract. I was like, okay, no problem. I started the training there, and the way the training was going, it was so shady. And they were like, do you know the thing now that now bust my head? They now said, we are not going to pay you cash. They're going to pay you through Bitcoin. So do I have any cryptocurrency account or anything? I opened the account too. I opened it, but I did not sleep that night. The Holy Spirit pursue me. You know when they say Holy Spirit carry someone pan and come and hit in your head? I could not sleep that night. So immediately I just woke up very early before I even prayed in the morning. I just woke up and I just sent a message. I can't continue this training unless I sign a contract. These people kept trying to convince me, and they kept trying to convince me. I said, there's no need. I have to block them. I have to delete and block them, because why are you even convincing me? He even sent another person to convince me. I'm like, why are you convincing me?
Legitimate though.
What?
Were they legitimate?
It's not legit, obviously. It's not, because the guy kept saying, because they kept using the money to entice me. Do you get it? You're like, this is just something you do in a week, 5 days, how many hours, going to not take so much time, and you're going to get £640 in 14 days, you can sign a contract and all of that. And I was like, no. Just that. And do you know this period I just broke down in tears. I was like, why is the devil coming to do this to me? He knows that because the devil knows your vulnerable state. Do you understand? Yes. So why are you coming to do this to me at this point? It was really difficult for me to comprehend. Do you get? Why am I being tried at this point? I've not really gone through this type of trial in my life. I've not, because I could easily do that. And you know how it happens is that it's something we tell in your mind. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
That's why you know there's something wrong.
Don't tell anybody.
Secrecy.
So after that, I called my brother in the morning. I woke up. I think it was in the morning, it's in the afternoon. I told my husband. He was like, my husband still laughing. He said, better be careful with this UK. I said, even in this UK, they are doing this thing. So I was really, really. My husband was telling me that it might be somebody that knows me.
It can't be strangers. How did they get
my number?
And they might have known like you need maybe a job or something.
And my point is, if you saw my number, if you saw my contact through a recruitment agency, you must have seen my email. Why didn't you send me through email? I mean, email looks more professional.
Yeah.
He was saying that it's easier to do WhatsApp. See how we are doing. I said, anyways, I'm not doing it. So my point exactly, like this period where, and the devil can really try you.
Yeah.
When you are looking for these things, and they will just be coming left, right, and center. You might not even know. If you're not guarded, you might not know what to do at each point. Maybe somebody might even fall into the trap of these people. And the next thing, you're in the UK, already in the prison or something. Do you care?
Yeah.
The last thing you want in this UK now is to enter prison or to enter any trouble.
Kind of trouble, yeah.
That is just the last thing you want to do. So this my point now is, because I know that I know that a whole lot of people at my age, do you get, once you just leave uni at that 21, 20 age, you're expecting these things, and some people don't go through this hustle. Some people are just getting it straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get, like, they're living a soft life, but there are some people that are actually struggling. Do you get, and they might go through all these trials. So what advice would you give someone that is going through all these things and maybe is trying to break down at some point, or letting these emotions get to the person?
I'm just going to say, try to avoid this feeling of entitlement and instant gratification. There's this thing they call instant gratification, whereby you want something or you feel you need something and then immediately you get it. We're tempted as humans to feel like that is how life should be.
Yeah.
We, like what I said earlier, we feel like we deserve something.
Mm-hmm.
I want this, so I should get it. But there's a problem with the whole concept of instant gratification, which I personally believe it does not build character.
Mm-hmm.
Give, for instance, what the example you're giving, someone that's, okay, they feel they need the job now, they need this money now, and then something shady is coming along the line, and you feel, okay, let me grab this. Yeah, this must be a sign. This is an instant. But then you're compromising on maybe things that your values, things you don't believe in. You're not really, it's like you're going for something at the detriment of yourself. It's like you I don't want to go into Bible quoting, but it's the whole like selling your soul to gain the world thing. Exactly. So it's like at a point, I think that, I don't know if it comes with age or if I think it comes more with self-awareness. It's not really with age, just an awareness of who you are, your person, knowing that this is who I am, these are my values, these are my standards, these are things I can't compromise on, these are things I will not compromise on. So that even when life starts to give you that back and forth, you know, like, okay, life, you might be tough, but I'm tough also. I know what I'm about, and I know that I'm not going to like compromise on some things no matter what. To go back even to the Bible, they say like perseverance, things that you have to like wait and strive for. It builds character, it builds patience, it builds endurance, it builds strength, it builds your person. So at a point we have to choose, like, what do I value more? Myself, my legacy, like what you were saying, the example, like before you even make a decision, you have to think, okay, I have a family, I have a family name that I'm representing.
Even if it's your parents,
I'm representing something more than myself here. I'm representing something, it's yourself, but it goes deeper than just what you want in that moment. You're representing your legacy. How will your daughter or your husband or your family,
but how would they even refer to your father? In Nigeria there is, this person's daughter did this, and your father is so proud that that type of thing.
So when you just have something that is more rooted, that goes deeper than, it's like a tree. When there's the leaves might be okay, I'm flourishing, I'm making all the money, I'm looking good, but then how good are the roots? Like, a good name is better than silver and gold. Although that might be old school now with the way the world is going, but I believe, I strongly still believe.
I believe that some people still have values.
Yes. So I believe in sticking to the core of who you are, like being true to yourself. And the whole thing with instant gratification, like I said, the problem is that it does not really build like core personal values, because most of the time, like we said, life won't give you what you want. It will give you usually what you have to demand out of it. So the question now is, how are you doing that demanding? Is it a legitimate way that you'll be proud of, or is it something that you have to cut corners through? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't mind cutting corners. They'll tell you always the way. The end justifies the means. Yeah, but then at the end of the day, you are selling something. So I think it's just figuring yourself out as a person. What are you ready to compromise on? What don't you want to? And standing by. Like you said, it can be tough. Like maybe you have a need, you have something pressing, you feel you need to do with the money in that moment. But then at the end of the day, if we are to be realistic in life, if we are to be really down to earth, I don't think there's any need that should push you, that you cannot like manipulate and manage, that will push you to do something that is.
There is always something. Do you know the funny thing is that you might be thinking you need something. Yeah, you might actually need something, and this type of temptation comes by, and you're thinking about going towards. As soon as you drift out of it, that thing you need is going to come.
You realize that there's a way. Yes, there's always a way through. It's not a do or die
exactly
thing. Yeah.
So you see how, because the devil already knows that something is coming.
Yes,
something is coming, so he wants to block it, and if you drift out of it, you're going to get it.
So you can imagine it's like a journey, like you took the train or the bus. Let's say you got to the train station, and then you're waiting for the train to, let's say for some reason it's delayed, or you're not even sure when it's to come, but you're coming to York, and then all of a sudden you're like, this train to York is not coming. Maybe I should just take the one to Manchester.
There's one called there's also a train called Manchester.
Let me take the one to Manchester. Maybe in your mind you'd be like, maybe from Manchester I would now get another train to York or something. But then, okay, you're taking you want to be in York here for this. You have a purpose that you're coming for, and then you're going to Manchester where this is not going to happen. And even if at all you're to take the train from Manchester to York, you're going to end up taking longer to get to York than you would have if you had waited. So I think the word there is purpose. Like, where are you going? What are you about? There's something my mom always used to tell me, like even right from when I was younger, whenever I would go to, because I did boarding school, whenever I'm going to school, whenever I'm going to university, she always tell me 2 things you should never forget: where you're coming from and where you're going to. Like with this metaphor now, you're coming from Leeds, you're going to York and what you're going there for, and then you just feel like, okay, to cut corners, let me go through Manchester. I feel like that is self-sabotage. And in real life, that's what a lot of people do. In order to get something quicker, they want to cut corners. But then what you should ask yourself, like, what is my purpose? What legacy do I want to leave here on earth? What do I want? What to represent? What purpose? Who am I?
Where do you want to be? Like you're looking at, there's something that you're looking at in the future.
Who am I? What do I want to epitomize? Like, what do I want to, when I'm gone, what legacy do I want to leave here? What do I want people to know me for? That's what my mom always tell me, like, know where you're coming from, know where you're going. In summary, those 2 things make who you are as a person: your roots, and then the fruits you want to produce, what you want people to see. That's the coming and going. So at the end of the day, when you know these things, they are what form and shape your values. And that's why you see some people, it's like they're immovable, like nothing moves them. You'll not be wondering, is it that this one is pretending, or there's that kind of person. If you check, their roots are deep. They know where they are coming from, and they know where they are going, and they're not ready to compromise on that. It strengthens the value. So it's a core thing. It's not something it's not cloth that you can wear. It's from within. People have to really sit down, self-reflect, like come to terms with who you are and what you really want, like what purpose you want to serve on this earth, and what you want to be known for. Have an identity, something like that. Because once you have that, you realize that it's not every offer that is thrown at you that you can take. That's why people end up calling you selective, picky, proud, or whatever, because they don't really understand that it's not that. It's just an understanding of self. It's a self-realization thing. And I feel like personally in my life, it has really saved me a lot of even the whole comparison and feeling left behind in life among peers. I don't know. I cannot judge people and say, okay, they are cutting corners. Some people, maybe that might be their life route to be at the train station and immediately the train gets there for them. Maybe my route is to be there, do a bit of, still using the metaphor, do a bit of sightseeing, discovering, self-discovering, learning.
Have a coffee.
Exactly.
Drink something.
So why do you want to be going at the same pace with someone else that is writing their own story?
That is also doing going at a very straight way. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But more like, let me say, it's faster for the person.
That might be their own, and you can never tell at what point in life they would have to go through the delay too, because the truth is, at some point, except they decide to cut corners, at some point you have to pause. There's no way you can just keep going. There must be a pause. There must be a moment of self-reflection, learning, and for some people it happens at an earlier stage, and some people it happens much later in life. So there's no life that is, except like I said, they are cutting corners. But there's no life that is free of delay.
In my language, you say serere werere. Serere means like you're going straight.
No comma, nothing. No. That's not life. I don't think that's and that's what people don't understand. People feel like life should be like I want this, I get this. But that's not life. Life is supposed to teach you. Life is supposed to be.
You have to learn a lot of things, build character.
Yes, it's supposed to be a journey, not just like okay. The journey is going through it, like experiencing it.
So will you say family values adds to this, like family?
That's when my mom will always tell me, remember where you're coming from. That's what she's. Anything you want, any decision you want to make, ask yourself, what would they think?
Exactly.
But then this gets tricky too, because sometimes
people are not coming from a very nice home or what.
There's this thing they say. There's something going on right now, like this whole independence or individuality, whereby they say be your own person, don't do things to please people, be true to yourself. But then if we are to really be realistic, can there be a you or yourself without a background, like somewhere you're coming from?
There can't be.
So that's why this mentality that youth are passing around on be yourself.
Do you?
Exactly.
I hate that word.
Exactly. Do you? Like you just dropped from heaven. You don't have anywhere you're coming from. The question is, who are you?
Exactly.
Since it's do you, right? So the question now is,
how did you even discover that you're talking about?
So it still goes back to the core. Who are you? Like, what are you about?
There's something I actually learned during this time of wait, because that's what I'll refer to it as. During time of wait is, anytime I get that type of rejection, what I would do is there any skills I need to build upon? Like, do I need to acquire any skills? Because personally, I don't know if I'm seeing myself as a science student anymore. Honestly, like I really want to divert in a way, but there should be something that is not making me qualified for. Even if I'm going for a job where you don't need so much experience, they will still train you, but you're not getting it. So who is that person that's getting it? What did the person do? Do you get? So why not try and what my advice to anybody who is going through any of these things would be, look through that period, like think during that period of wait. Is there anything I need to do to build myself? It can be easy for people like you who are you're just on your own doing a lot of things. But for me, it cannot be easy. Honestly, it's not. But I really try to, because I know that I won't be at this point for the rest of my life unless I want to be. Because I know that before I got married, that was a place I was seeing myself. And I'm not that person that believes that marriage will stop you from doing what you want to do. It shouldn't. Do you understand? So you can still achieve those things you want to achieve, but definitely you now have a responsibility. You have people that are anything you want to do, your husband, your child, your children, that is the first focus. Do you understand? But I also believe you can still achieve the things you need to achieve. But if you're single and you're on your own, the only thing to take you is just time. Just maybe say 10 hours of, like Ukiba will say, like she's ready to take 10 hours of her day to build on something, maybe say learn something. Do you get? I think that is just the best thing to do at this point. Although sometimes it can be really, really taxing because you might not know what to even build on, but it's just for you to like discover and make research on.
Nothing is wasted. That's what
nothing is wasted.
No knowledge is wasted.
Yeah, no skill,
nothing, like absolutely nothing. Even if it's not directly linked to your line of like you're saying you don't feel like you're a science student anymore, but you're still gaining some form of skill.
I can still put in my CV and get a job.
Another place or something. And even if you get the science related job and you have these extra skills here and there, it gives you like a more rounded personality. Yes, a more complete it's not good to be too one-sided, tilting over to one side too much. Like
I'm diverse. I think I'm multi-talented actually.
Yes, being a well-rounded person, even if it is learning like a new language, even if it is like just learning how to bake a new kind of cake. Even if anything, like just don't be dormant. It goes back to the whole thing, like when you get rejection and then you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, it kills this confidence, and then that's what maybe makes some people not want to really go out of their comfort zone to learn something new, because there's this feeling of like, the one I've learned before, what has it done for me? See, even this simple job I can't do. But then I think just a self in this life, and you have to push yourself, you have to motivate yourself. But Bible says David had to encourage himself. If there's sometimes there's some things you are going through in life, nobody will come and encourage you. It's you that has to just grit and determination, push yourself. Don't let life put you down. Just fight through it, learn something new, keep applying to those jobs. That's what I've had to learn, because I had to fight through that rejection and realize that I have to go into that mindset of it's this job. It doesn't mean the next one won't work. Even if that one doesn't work, it doesn't mean the next one won't work. So even it comes to people, like there are sometimes you maybe try to acquaint yourself with someone and they don't want to have anything to do with you. Some people might now go into their shell like, I don't want to have anything to do with people anymore. No, I feel like it's a mindset that will help in a lot of other areas in life. For the fact that you and someone do not have something in common or do not see eye to eye, it doesn't mean that you and the next person won't, and it doesn't mean that you should become a recluse because of that. Don't not want to associate with people. You will die of depression. That's just it. So I've just had to come into this mindset, like, being objective, look at what is in front of you, don't generalize it. If you get a no here, don't take that no as a no to your life. Take that no as a note from that particular thing. Like, just deal with that and move on to the next. It also helps.
Thank you so much, Ololuwa. I'm really, really happy that we had this conversation, and it was really enlightening, honestly. So guys, I'm sure you learned something, maybe not even one or two. I'm sure you learned plenty things from this video. So guys, if you really like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. What do you have to say, Ololuwa?
I want to say this lady is a lovely lady. I've had such a nice talk with her. I've also learned from the things you said, your experiences, and I've had a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Honestly, I really appreciate it. So guys, see you guys in my next video. I said before, back to back videos are coming. So guys, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.